Hill to remain at Williams for the rest of 1992. Frank Williams was rather impressed with Damon Hill's first showing in the Williams, and he deserves to have the remaining races to show what he can do. All stay the same at Ferrari's Alesi and Nannini re-signed. Ferrari were pleased to announce that for both Alesi and Nannini would be staying for the 1993 season. Nannini has taken to the team so well. Alesi has been the unluckiest driver this season. And Benetton have apologised publicly to Michael Schumacher. Benetton have apologised to Schumacher for recent car issues that have cost him and have put complete faith in the drone and driver to bounce back, who has also admitted fault for some of his incidents this season. That's all the news we have for today. Let's get straight to the Canadian Grand Prix. Hello everyone and welcome to another round of the UF1 season. Today we have rolled in to Canada for the 1992 Canadian Grand Prix. Now there isn't a Canadian on the grid, but I'm sure it'll be a fascinating Grand Prix nonetheless. We're going to have a look at the grid rundown in just a moment, with Hill staying as teammate to Ayrton Senna for the remainder of 1992. But let's have a look at that right now, and you can see straight away Ayrton Senna is on pole position ahead of Game in the McLaren. Big chunk there, 3 tenths back to the Williams in second place, but it's Martin Brundle again in third. 4 for Damon Hill. Gerhard Berger once again has been out-qualified by his teammate and he's down in 5th place. It was quite tight within the top positions. And it's Alesi in 6th, Schumacher down in 7th place, Nannini in 8th, Alboreto is ahead of a fantastically qualified Mika Hakkinen in 10th place, 11th is Eric Comas, ahead of Suzuki in the footwork in 12th, Boutsen is just ahead of Carl Wenglinger in 13th and then 14th, 15th is De Cesaris, 16th is Morbidelli, 17th is Grulard with Paul Belmondo in 18th place, Modena 19th, Pierluigi Martini in 20th, 21st is Bertrand Gachot, and last is Johnny Herbert in the Lotus. Right, we're looking ahead now. We are on board currently with ourselves, of course. We are looking to make a jump on Ayrton Senna at the start of this Grand Prix. The start's not a fine thing of ours. And we are away. Senna with a fantastic start there. That Williams does get away very, very well. There's been a big crash back here, but we're going to focus on the start. We'll get back to that in just a moment. As Martin Brundle sweeps round the outside, is that going to be a position gained? And he lumps the curb. That's probably going to cost him time. And Game holds round the outside. It's the McLaren and the Benetton. They're side by side as we head into turn 3. And he does remain just ahead of the Benetton of Martin Brundle, who clips the wall but with no damage there. But it's now Senna, Game, Martin Brundle, and that's Damon Hill still in 4th place with Gerhard Berger in 5th place. Now there was a massive crash back here, and we're going to have a little look. That looks like 2 Ligiers, a Tyrrell and a Jordan have all got caught up in that. Actually both Jordans, but they both continue. But let's have a little look. We're on board with, I believe, is that Comas? Yeah, Comas has stalled, and that's what's caused the massive pile up behind him. But we're going to look at Boutsen, who gets stuck behind his teammate. He's obviously not expecting him to stall the car. But, oh, that is poor from, well, I think it's not poor from anyone, really, is it? But I think they've all just got caught up. He's rolled it in the, is that De Cesaris? Probably. But we dance now to the hairpin, and that's Schumacher just behind Nannini, and he's going to try and go around the outside, and he's clipped Nannini, and that's sent him wide and into the wall. Oh, and he's lost his rear wing. Schumacher out of yet another Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher is out of the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's have a little look as we look back on Nannini's rear wing, and Schumacher's just behind. I think he just gets a bit, I don't think he's expecting Nannini to be so slow in the hairpin. Very slow from Nannini, but Schumacher's clipped him, it's sent him wide, he's tried to correct him, he's lost his rear wing. Deary, deary me. And we're looking at Martin Brundle ahead of Hill, ahead of Gerhard Berger. And this Brundle's out. Brundle's lost his rear wing on the final corner. Hill is about, surely, to gain 3rd place, because both Benettons within a series of a couple of corners are out of the Canadian Grand Prix. He was in 3rd place, Martin Brundle. And he didn't have Hill all over the back of him like a rat. And Hill is gone, but he's holding Gerhard Berger up. But we're looking at the two Ferraris now, and they're slicing through. And that's Lacey's out. Lacey is out of the Grand Prix. Oh, what is happening at the final corner here? And this is Damon Hill, who is absolutely flying now. He's been cleared. You look at the gap he's pulled. Admittedly, Brundle is holding Gerhard Berger up, but Damon Hill said he was disappointed with his 4th place, and he will be ragging it in this Grand Prix. But we're looking at Senna, who's got Game all over the back of him. I'm not sure if Senna's made a mistake somewhere, but Game is all over him as we head in. Well, we're still in the first few laps of this Grand Prix, and I mean, over a distance, we are expecting Senna to just clear off, but it looks like early race pace indicates that McLaren has got some speed. But he's going to use the Paul Belmondo, who I believe has lost a wing. He has, and that is him creeping past, and he used the back marker to his absolute full advantage there, Game, and he has overtaken Ayrton Senna for the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Senna back down into 2nd place. I believe he did make a mistake somewhere, Senna, and that did allow Game all over the back. But this could be interesting. But this is Damon Hill. Damon Hill is the fastest driver on track at the moment. He is hounding his Williams. He is eating into the gap that Senna and Game have built up. You can see them just flashing through in the distance ahead of us there. He is flying. He's a second a lap faster. He is a second a lap faster. He'll be on them in no time. But we're looking at Senna, who's now all over the back of Game, and he defends the inside line. As you can see in the background, that is Damon Hill, who is stalking this battle, hoping that they both crash into each other and he can win the Grand Prix. But Senna's still remaining behind Game, but this is looking close. Very close, and they sweep round. We've been waiting for this. Imagine both in the same team, and with Mansell leaving, they are probably seething that Game didn't stay at Williams for 1992. What a lineup that would have been. Senna's out. Oh, that's a disaster. That is a disaster. Senna's lost his rear wing. Senna is out of the Canadian Grand Prix, and what is going on at that final corner today? And Damon Hill will surely just cruise round past his teammate, who I can't imagine is going to hold him up for any particular reason. We're only on lap 4 of this Grand Prix, and it is 6 seconds to Damon Hill, who did make a bit of a hash of passing his stricken teammate. So the gap has opened up to just under 7 seconds. But Hill has got mighty pace. And can he chase the McLaren driver down for the win? There's a huge amount of laps to go, so we'll have to see how that all plays out. But currently Game leads the Canadian Grand Prix with Damon Hill in 2nd place. And Gerhard Berger, who's finding himself massively caught up behind Senna's wingless car. And he does dive at the inside. He's made a massive mistake there. Into the wall. Oh, Berger's out. Berger lost his rear wing. He made a bit of a hash of that, actually. I can't really blame anyone. But it's... Oh, Nannini's out. Oh, this is a disaster. All the top drivers, all the top teams out of the... Nannini, that's a double Ferrari retirement as the footwork there inventing a track. And there's trying to get past Nannini, who has lost his... Oh, that's a disaster. That's a very high rear wing. And that's Hakkinen, and I believe... I don't know who's in this. I can't remember. I can't remember who that is. But he's lost his rear wing and he's out of the Grand Prix. It's not Suzuki. Is it Suzuki? I think it is. And... there's been another crash with Hakkinen trying to right himself and get back on. He's now lost his rear wing and he's out of the Grand Prix. But this is it from on board with Mika Hakkinen, who... I see he just sweeps out. A bit of a racing incident. The footwork's tried to pass, who isn't really in the way, and we look back here, and Bertrand Gachot comes flying through the chicane, unbeknownst to him, ploughs into the back of the car. But look at this gap now. Damon Hill, at one point, the maximum it was 6.9 seconds, and Damon Hill is all but certainly going to pass the McLaren driver. But he won't make it easy. He will not make it easy. We know this. But they dance towards turn 1, and Damon Hill is flying. And this is only his 2nd Grand Prix, but it could be his 1st Grand Prix victory. And it looks like Frank Williams was right to leave him in the car for the remainder of the season. But we believe, Game, is he going to come into the pits? He is. He's down the pit lane now. And he brings the car into the chicane to slow the cars down. And he's dancing into his pit box. He needs a clean stop. But with Hill's pace, even now, with clear air, can Game do anything about it? Or is Damon Hill about to overcut him? That seems the more likely outcome here. But let's see how this plays out. Damon Hill now never led a Grand Prix. The first time he's leading a Grand Prix. Second Grand Prix, of course. But he will probably remain out for a few more laps. That Williams is outrageous on its tyres. And he'll have fresh ones for the end of the Grand Prix. But I just want to point out here that Johnny Herbert and Stefano Modena, they are currently in 3rd and 4th place. With all of the retirements that have happened this Grand Prix, we haven't seen them all. We didn't have time to show you all. But they are currently 3rd and 4th because there is only 5 runners left in this Grand Prix. But they are doing the business, staying in this Grand Prix. This is Paul Mondo, who's also in this Grand Prix. But he's had many an issue and is about 2 laps behind the Lotus and the Jordan. But if he remains on this, it'll be 10 championship points, and that is massive. But we're looking at Damon Hill, who we believe is coming into the pits at the end of this lap, but he is absolutely flying. He has not let up. And Damon Hill, Hill, that looked like brake failure. That looked like brake failure. And a massive incident. Thankfully, he's moving in the car, but geez, a huge impact for the Brit. And this is it. Oh yeah, he gets on the brake, the engine revs dull, and he's just got 0 brakes. And he crashes into the barrier. He has got out of the car. He is walking around, thankfully. But Jesus. But we look at the rear mirror here, and Game now takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix once again. And now his lead is about 1 minute and 2 seconds. And surely, as long as he doesn't clip any wall, any curb, any barrier, he is going to win this Grand Prix. And he's about to start the final lap, 63.5 seconds. Back to Johnny Herbert, who is now in 2nd place. And Stefano Modena is in 3rd place with a fantastic drive from the pair of them. And now you may think, oh, they've lucked into it. They didn't need. All they had to do was not crash into the wall, and they are about to hook a podium for the pair of them. And it's been fantastic. But this man is about to take all 25 points and put himself just 8 points behind Ayrton Senna in the World Championship. Is not all over. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix. This championship is well and truly alive. Now a long way back, we're looking at Johnny Herbert, we're looking at Stefano Modena, and they exit the final corner, and Johnny Herbert is going to finish in 2nd place, a fantastic result. Modena in 3rd with a fantastic result for Lotus and Jordan respectively. Absolutely fantastic. Paul Mondo will come home in 4th place for 12 points. But it's Game who wins the Canadian Grand Prix, all 25 points. Senna scores none. There we have it, the final classification. Just 4 finishers here today. Game wins from Herbert, Modena and Paul Belmondo, who was a lap down. Shocking performance from most. Huge, outrageous. 4 finishes is a travesty. But the 4 that did finish are scoring big points. And how is that going to affect the Drivers' Championship, we wonder? Actually, probably not a lot of points being thrown about. But let's see what happens to the championship. Ayrton Senna now just 8 points ahead of Game. Nannini now back in 62, seems pretty much between the top 2 now in this championship. Brundle stabs me, everyone's still 37, 32, but I will say Stefano Modena with his huge points haul has put himself into 7th place ahead of Thierry Boutsen now. And it's interesting, but McLaren take the lead of the Constructors' Championship ahead of Williams. And Ferrari are lurking. A good couple of results from Ferrari will put them right back in this. And Benetton, considering all their struggles, aren't that far behind Ferrari. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Absolutely fantastic work. But that is all we've got time for. That was the Canadian Grand Prix of 1992. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and next time join us for the British Grand Prix with a new track layout. Thank you. Bye bye.